Saab is planning a successor to the JAS-39 Gripen fighter jet, expected to be operational around 2050.
Ooh.
Which feels a little far away. Of course, incorporating sixth-generation technologies. The program itself focuses on a hybrid fleet of manned and unmanned aircraft, emphasizing stealth and AI integration, which I know you guys are going to be really excited about. Some planned drones here will include lightweight subsonic systems for reconnaissance and heavyweight supersonic strike platforms, which will help out its tactical flexibility. But then the AI will actually handle mission planning, target identification, coordination between manned and unmanned units. It's going to be good. This is going to be huge for Sweden's defense for sure.
2050?
Yeah, sorry. I know it's far away.
I don't know if you guys saw me jumping in the chat yesterday or the day before, which was 2 6th-gen fighters that are apparently have been seen in China under test right now, today.
Wow.
2 of them from the Chinese. And we're talking about 2050.
25 years from now.
Scary. Anyways, number one challenge for me, other than bringing that forward from 2050 to more like 2028, 29, 30 latest, putting that aside, sorry, Saab, my apologies, but we've got to do things quicker these days, haven't we? The number one challenge they've got is making sure these pilots with AI-powered drones operate as teammates, not as a liability. It's like giving your car's autopilot control during rush hour and hoping that it doesn't park itself in the middle of the highway. So, I mean, they've really got to figure that one out for me.
You know, I kind of wanted to start off saying that my number one here would be starting to look at the whole manufacturing at scale and how that's going to have to happen, you know, in order to make these work. But that's so far away.
This is a New Year's resolution from Brian. He's talking about manufacturing at scale consistently
in 2050. But honestly, what we're looking at here is like to make a new design, but also to be able to figure out what has worked from the old one. So here we have the reuse and new are merged together in a process of building for the future. The future fighter is going to have key elements from the Gripen, the engine, the vehicle systems, the avionics, but it's going to introduce a stealthier airframe, a new digital backbone, advanced communications, and that AI you're talking about. So I think what we're looking at mostly is figuring out the design here and how are you going to take the old and the new, put them together, and hopefully fast track the process while you're looking at your design and change management.
Yeah, agreed. But then I think you've also got that people, process, technology. You've got that people aspect, I think, on this. Greg, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. You've got to agree with me, haven't you? I mean, it's 2 against 1 now because as soon as you mention people, Greg's on my side. You know, pilots are trained to expect human predictability, not a drone deciding, saying, you know, let's turn left now at Mach 2. Bridging that trust gap between manned jets and AI-driven drones is as complex as the engineering itself.
See, I think the pilots are just going to love these things because they're literally designed to save them. I mean, a key part of Saab's approach here is creating the loyal wingman drones, the uncrewed aerial system that is designed to operate alongside, work with the manned fighters. The drones are going to serve as decoys, absorb enemy fire, conduct surveillance, look at precision strikes in high-risk environments. So I think the hurdle you're arguing for, Andrew, is actually easier to overcome. I still think we're looking at DCM.
You know what's going to be interesting in 2050? The Chinese ain't going to have this problem in 2050. They're probably going to have AI-driven 6th-gen fighters by then. Meanwhile, we're bringing out our 6th-gen fighter. Anyway, solution. Let's come together, have a kiss and a cuddle, integrating AI-driven collaboration between manned and unmanned platforms. That's the first solution. You got to use real-time simulations for the AI decision validation. And then lastly, create robust feedback loops between your test data and your design to make sure you're continuously improving operations.
I want to zero in on like DCM, design and change management, because it's going to ensure a seamless integration of AI into both the manned and unmanned systems. You got to have that nice kiss and cuddle you're talking about. So the design here to have both the drone and the fighter CAD models with probably modular architecture to accommodate evolving AI systems. And over the next decades, those systems are going to continuously evolve, right? So you've got a lot of changes you got to work. When you're looking at a design process, it's going to span multiple years. You've got to figure out how to accommodate your technology evolving in the process. So looking at a digital thread dashboard where the change to AI logic, the target prioritization, the threat assessment is all mapped back to those mission requirements and hardware capabilities.
Build your twin, build your product twin, I think. Make sure you can test how those real-time changes in the mission scenarios are going to affect AI coordination between manned, unmanned, simulate failure modes to make sure your system fails safely. A lot of solutions to be done, and every kind of live test needs to be feed that telemetry data back in. So anything from a communication lag to decision outcomes back into that design.
And then your predictive analytics to identify the weak points in this AI human interface that we're harping about, and address those before the next iteration, and put all that stuff together, and then you have something that's going to be really cool to see in the air
in 2050.
See you next week.